Hi everybody, I think we're going to have a good one today. We are getting back to Johnny Cash, and we are going to do his song Chattanooga City Limit Sign. I've never heard this song before in my life. One of the subscribers, David, had actually asked me to do it for him, and he said that he had been having a heck of a time getting a reactor to do this song. He said he had asked many of them and nobody would do it. But I like Johnny Cash, and I am more than happy to check out a song by him, even if I know it or don't know it. I don't really care because he is fantastic. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, you can show me by subscribing to the channel. It only takes you a second, but it really does mean the world to me. It shows me that I'm going in the right direction and that you like what I'm doing, and it also gets my videos out to other people, which is great because it helps me grow. If you are so inclined, you can always become a member of my channel as well. Just click on the little join button. It'll give you all of the different options, and you can decide if you would like to join my community. All right, let's waste no more time. Let's get right into this song. This is going to be fabulous. Apparently, this song came out in 1981. All right, Johnny Cash and Chattanooga City Limit Sign. Love it already.
I was thumbing a ride one Saturday morning out of Nashville, toting my sack. I lent my car to a gal that lived in Chattanooga, and she hadn't ever brought it back. She was drinking pretty heavy when I let her have it. I hope she knows it was only a loan. There ain't no telling what I might have told her back at the time, but that old car was also my home.
Oh.
About 5 miles out, I was getting kind of tired, sweating hard, and feeling kind of weak. I woke up with no cigarettes or nothing to drink, and I hadn't had a bite to eat. My nerves was so quick I couldn't tell where I was shaking. Then a set of brakes sang my song. Some fella stuck his head out of 57 Chevy and hollered, "Hey man, come on." I told them I was headed down to Chattanooga. They said, "Hop in, we're going there too." And the way they took off in a cloud of smoke, I still ain't believing it was true. They had the windows down, and I was sitting in the back with my tongue still hung in my throat. He was hitting just about 110, and he said, "Man, what do you think of this boat?" Well, there was 2 semis struggling up ahead, one trying to pass the other. They had the whole road blocked, so he passed them on the right. And let me tell you something, brother, I was so nervous that my teeth was clicking, there wasn't no way my head could think. Then the one that was sitting on the passenger side turned and said, "Hey man, you want something to drink?" I just shook my head because I couldn't talk. He said, "Okay," and then he said, "Cheers." Them fools was drinking whiskey and wine and chasing it down with beer. Well, I started sweating that old sticky sweat, and I know I was white as a sheet. Then one turned the radio on wide open and said, "Hey man, check that beat." By the time we reached the top of Mont Eagle, I thought I heard a rumbling sound, and then I saw a sign that said "Fallen Rock," and right there I was floorboard bound.
He is so fantastic. I love Johnny Cash. He's such a storyteller. It is so great, and it has this very kind of typical sound for Johnny Cash with that thumping kind of guitar sound, where the way he strums it, I absolutely love that. And and of course the drums, and it always kind of has a train-like or running kind of sound to me, the way that they play them in his music. And I really love that. It's very signature for Johnny Cash, and it's absolutely fantastic. I would probably miss it if it wasn't in one of his songs, because I just come to expect it every time I hear it. But really fantastic. And he, like I said, he's a fantastic storyteller. And I love just listening to his voice. He's got that beautiful bass or baritone kind of voice. And it's just, it really lends itself to a story, because you really want him to keep singing or almost talking in this case. Absolutely fantastic. I hope you're enjoying this one, David, because this one is a blast. I'm really enjoying this one. All right, I'm going to rewind this a little bit. It's kind of a funny little story, too.
Okay, and then he said, "Cheers." Them fools was drinking whiskey and wine and chasing it down with beer. Well, I started sweating that old sticky sweat, and I know I was white as a sheet. Then one turned the radio on wide open and said, "Hey man, check that beat."
I love that.
By the time we reached the top of Mont Eagle, I thought I heard a rumbling sound, and then I saw a sign that said Fallen Rock, and right there I was floorboard bound. I was rolling and squirming on the old floorboard, too weak to sit or stand, and then the driver said, "We're doing 120, look here man, no hands." I got up enough nerve to raise up and look, and by now there couldn't be no surprise. But his hair was blowing all over my face and dandruff blowed in both eyes. He never did drive on the right or left, he just kept on riding that line. I rubbed my eyes and saw the prettiest thing, the Chattanooga city limits sign. He slowed down and I said, "Mister, please, I'd like to get off right here." He said, "All right, on into town with us. We're gonna go down and pick up some more beer." I said, "Please," once more, and he stopped the car and then he handed me my sack. Said they'd look for me on the road later on in case I wanted to catch a ride back.
Right.
I got out and sat down by the side of the road feeling sick and looking mighty pale. I don't remember anything much after that, but next morning I woke up in jail. I didn't know anybody in my cell and didn't want to ask why I was there, but they all kept grinning and turning their heads, and it was more than my head could bear. So I called the jailer and asked him to tell me why I was there, if he'd be so kind. He said for stopping the traffic while I was hugging and kissing the Chattanooga city limits sign.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wow. He is so great. Like I said, such a fantastic storyteller, and that was funny. That sounds like the absolute drive from hell, and I can understand why he wanted to get the heck out of there. And I love the fact that at the end of the song, he was arrested, didn't remember why he was arrested, and it was for hugging and kissing the Chattanooga city limit sign. That is awesome. David, that is a gem of a song. I am so glad you asked me to do that one. And, you know, it's too bad that other people have not kind of caught on to this, because I think they'd really enjoy that as well. That was definitely worth a listen. That was very funny. Anyway, this song actually was a B-side to a song called the Mr. Reverend Black, and it was considered a double single because both of them were hits, and I could see why this was a hit. And if anybody knows what the other song was like, maybe you can put it down in the comments, because I don't know what the other one was like either. I know more of Johnny Cash's older stuff, or some of his kind of covers like Hurt, etc., and that kind of thing. But anyway, this was great. I really enjoyed that, and it was absolute fantastic to listen to that. So my fun fact for the day is that Johnny Cash, we know that he has really covered a lot of different genres of music over his time. Country, of course, rockabilly. He kind of started out as a rockabilly singer. Of course, gospel and rock and roll music, and just rock music in general. So he, of course, has been honored many times, and he basically had a 50-year career. So in that time, he's done a lot of fantastic things. And as a result, he is not only in the Country Music Hall of Fame, he is also in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. So well done, Johnny Cash. Anyway, that was fantastic, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Okay, everybody, I think that wraps it up. So everyone have a joyful day, and I will see you all again next time. Bye-bye.